always think this bit is really weird. Just like, hi.
Hello. Yeah, exactly.
I feel like doing a wee dance.
We should have music on. I think that's what we need to start doing.
Any of my webinars that sessions I do, I have music on.
Well, do you have any good tunes? My son at the moment is really into YMCA.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, he's P1, so he's doing letters anyway. You know, he might as well choose some of those.
Should get Tom in to do it.
We should. You know. Yeah, it's very good. He'd come down in 2 minutes and do it for you. But now he's trying it with other letters, and it's not quite working out the way he wanted to. You know, BFPL doesn't really have a ring to it. It's like no problem.
Oh dear. Right, guys, welcome everyone. We're just going to wait for another minute just to let everybody in, and then we'll get started. And you won't have to put up with our random chat at the beginning of the webinar.
Yeah,
we humour ourselves. We humour ourselves, don't we?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you? Especially as we've gone into tier. Some people have gone into tier 4. I know. You're in tier 4. Yeah, I'm not far away from it. I don't think. I'm in Perth at the moment, so I know Stirling has gone. Stirling and the Trossachs have gone that way. So fingers crossed we stay out of it. But you never know.
It's not that bad. We're here. I'm still here.
You're still here. Yep.
Still in this room. Different room from my brother.
Yeah, I know.
Right, I think we'll get started. So, yeah. Hi everyone. Nice turnout today. My name is Lee Milligan, and I lead up the digital learning team for XMA, based up in Glasgow in Scotland. And I'm here today to talk all things Minecraft with my gaming guru, Michael Conlon. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi there, I'm Michael Conlon. I'm a transformation consultant for XMA, and a huge big fan of games, games like Minecraft. You can see I've got a gaming chair here. So I'm really excited to start, put some people on the journey with Minecraft and show them where to go to get started. That Minecraft can go deep and can go wide, and we wouldn't be able to cover all of it in this particular session. So we're just going to give you that introduction to maybe get you and your young people started on Minecraft. Yeah,
cool. So I think we'll come off camera because you've seen enough of our mugs here, and I can tell a little child is trying to get into my room as well. So please bear with me. So I'll come off this, and if you could pop up the Keynote. Also, guys, having slight Wi-Fi issues. So Michael is basically going to do as I say. He's going to share his screen today and do as I say. So I can't yet. There we go. Got the Keynote up, and yeah. Can you just play that, Michael?
Can you see the Keynote?
I can see the Keynote. Yep. All good. Okay, so yeah, pre-COVID, I was lucky enough to go down to London to actually take part in a Minecraft Train the Trainer course. So now I am, much to my boys' delight, a Minecraft global trainer. I love sharing the power of game-based learning. So in this session, we're going to explore how Minecraft Education Edition can support learning and teaching, how it can support students with those all-important 21st century skills, which are, as you know, collaboration, communication, creativity, critical thinking, real-world engagement, all very, very important. And can you believe that a game can actually bring that to your learners? We would like you to consider the benefits of game-based learning when designing learning experiences for your learners, and also like you to think about how Minecraft Education Edition, the content, the tools, the features can be used as just another tool to your tool belt to develop learning opportunities which are accessible, they're fun, and they're engaging. I've always been a huge advocate of game-based learning and not gamification just for the sake of it, but organising lessons so that pupils have the opportunity to problem solve and collaborate and think critically and communicate with peers, and also other like outside agencies or other schools, for example, in order to engage in something that's real and meaningful. It's incredibly motivational, especially when teaching something like modern languages. So I used to teach mostly German and French, and modern languages can seem incredibly abstract and also unattainable. For some, it can seem really, really difficult. So like everything I do and every session I facilitate for educators and learners learning and teaching are really core to any of my sessions. I think we all do that as trainers, part of the XMA team. We all think about learning and teaching first and then the tool after. So, and I've seen apps use babysitting tools rather than a tool to enhance learning and experience. Oh, Michael, I can see the key. Are you still there?
I'm still here, yeah, but I'm having some issues with some people seeing the keynote. You don't want to see my mail, so I'll come out of that. Let me just go back to the main screen, and let's go to Keynote, because I don't want people missing out. If I go to the Keynote.
That's brilliant. I was about to get you to share a video anyway, so it's not a big deal. Okay. So I'm here today with my lovely colleague Michael, who's introduced himself already, and yeah, I'd love him to go and play a little video just to give you a little introduction into Minecraft from Minecraft themselves, basically. So if you could play that, please, Michael, that would be great.
I will. Here we go.
We are born learners. We crave new challenges and new adventures. Our creativity is limitless. And when we learn through play, amazing, often unexpected things happen. In schools and in homes around the world, students are using Minecraft to build cities, explore coral reefs, to create with code, run science experiments, and to tell fantastic stories. Minecraft has always been about exploration and discovery, bringing together a global community of co-creators. Now, the next generation of engineers, biologists, and designers are inspiring us with their creations. Minecraft Education Edition empowers learners to solve problems they care about, to connect in new ways far beyond the classroom, and to build a better world through the power of play.
It's cool there. And the coral reef one, I actually watched a video about it, and they actually are regenerating a coral reef, but they got schools to actually build what that coral reef, can't speak, would look like with Minecraft. And it's so cool because those kids were like, this is actually happening. Like, they then showed the kids how they would then engineer the parts in a Minecraft way, and bring it out to sea and placed it in the sea, and the coral started to regenerate. Really great. So really bringing that real world engagement to it. So as the video shows there, Minecraft Education Edition, so not just Minecraft, that I'm sure if you've got kids, they might have played it before. I know mine did, but it's a game-based learning platform that builds those skills and unleashes creativity and engages those students in real world problem solving and teamwork. And as I said there, like me, you might have kids who've played Minecraft, you know, the normal game. The Education Edition, though, is a version of Minecraft which is specifically designed for classroom use in mind. So Michael, if you could go to the Minecraft Education Edition website, you can see exactly what's there for you to look at if you want to kind of, if this is your starting block to getting into it. This is where I kind of started. There's a huge variety of information, class resources. You can download lessons. I think Michael's going to show you how to do that just a bit later. And it's very simple to get the game. You just log in, get started. So there's a little purple icon there, very easy to see. You click on that and you can pop in your account and see if you can actually download Minecraft. So there's, for example, Glow account. I popped in my Glow account and it tells you that yes, Minecraft's available, and then you can download it. It's available with a Microsoft 365 account on a Mac and an iPad, and just recently in August this year it was released to the Google Play Store for Chromebooks as well, so that is brilliant. So once you've downloaded the game, you can open it up and you can start playing. But if, like me, that still seemed a little bit daunting, because you look at all these things and think, where the heck am I starting with this? I need to know a little bit more about, you know, the direction of this, what's the pedagogy behind it. Then not just Microsoft Education Edition, that website is great, but also the MEC is a great place as well. So Michael, if you could go into MEC, I think you had it open before.
Yep.
MEC is also a great place for all sorts of learning opportunities for CPD. But if you do a little search, so you can go up to training, and then go to courses, and there's a search function there, and you can just pop in Minecraft. I think, like, yeah, you've already done that. Now, because Michael's already done this course, it should be right at the bottom of the screen there. So there's a course called Minecraft Education Edition, Introduction to Game-Based Learning. It takes about, goodness, I think it took me an hour to complete it, and you get 500 points, but there's videos in it and there's resources in it. It really gives you the ideas behind really what we're talking about today, but goes a little bit deeper into it. So I would highly recommend that. Okay. So if you now go into the game, Michael, if you could do that,
into
please.
The game. Here we go.
Into the actual game.
Let me get back to the start screen. There we go.
Thank you. So actually that video that we just saw back there, it was part of that course that I was showing you there. So if you want to dive a little bit deeper, then pop into that course. So this is now the game. It's been downloaded. There's Michael's little avatar there. You could just dive straight in and play. There's also the hour of code. Michael's going to look at that a little bit closer after me. We've got settings, so you can actually dive into the settings of the game, and you can change some of those settings to personalize it for you. For example, there's some accessibility tools, also how you use, there we go. So you can enable text to speech. You can also, whether you're using a keyboard and a mouse or a controller or touch, you can change some of the functions within that. So for example, sometimes people don't like the bobbing action of the player. You can change that so that it doesn't bob about, and you can change the view of the character, all those sorts of things. You just need to pop into settings. Also, right at the bottom of settings is how to. So it actually shows you how to play and some of the functions of the game, and the gestures as well. If we come out of settings, actually, Michael, we're just going to go to play, actually. Yeah. Oh.
Yep, we're there. Can you not see that?
No, there's just a bit of a lag, but we're getting there. Might just be me as well. There we go. Okay, so if you click on play, you can see your worlds. Okay, we're not going to touch that right now. You can create new worlds, you can join worlds, you can import worlds, but if you're just starting off, you're best going into view library. So if you click on view library, and I like Minecraft because it keeps it quite simple and to the point. Are you in there? Because I think there might be a lag again.
Yep.
We're not having a good tech day. Okay, so when you go into view library, you've got some worlds. So I was talking about the coral reef one, that would be in those worlds there. There's monthly build challenges, so you could have a look at that and see what's happening on a monthly basis. We've got loads and loads of lessons that you can pick out and choose, try them yourselves, and then decide which lesson is best for maybe an IDL or a specific learning opportunity that you're delving into in class. But for you as a teacher just starting off, and even kids can do this too, pop into how to play. And in how to play, it actually tells you in very little bursts of information how to actually move around, for example. It's got tutorials. So we have to click on start here, sorry. Yep, and it tells us about movement, it tells us about things like non-player characters and cameras and chalkboards, for example. So we're going to click on movement now, and we're going to see if Michael can actually move around a world very quickly. As you can see, it's actually got a tutorial, so that looks stupid. I think a couple of minutes long, and it tells you about movement if it's the first time you've ever done it. Or you can just go to create world, and it'll take you into a world which has already been created for you. And it's because you're learning Minecraft through Minecraft rather than reading something on a piece of paper, which still again seems abstract. You're learning through the power of Minecraft, as your kids would as well. So this is the world. It tells you welcome, and it's asking you just point your cursor at the golden blocks. And on the left-hand side, so if you want to do that, Michael, on the left-hand side, it also shows you the controls that you can use on your keyboard if you're using a keyboard. and it'll give you hints as well, tell you what to do. So it's just telling you, point your cursor at the golden blocks. There's definitely a lag today. And I think the point is, no, look behind you and do that as well.
Oh, I did that. I'm way ahead of you.
Oh, you're way ahead and we can't even see it. So.
Well, I'll walk through it then. So
Yes.
the main keys are W, S, A, and D.
Exactly.
Forwards and backwards, left and right. So I'm going to make my way through this maze.
Yep. And again, in your settings, you can choose for your character to auto jump. So if there's a step, it can just jump over it, or you can switch that off so that the learner actually has to press the spacebar and jump up to jump. So basically it'll just take you around so that you can practice moving. So not necessarily, I mean, this is just you getting used to Minecraft as opposed to any kind of learning outcome really. Okay. And as exciting as it is, Michael, to see you go through this world, once he gets to the end, it goes, well done you, and then it'll take you back to that menu. So you can also tap on escape, and escape will take you back to that initial menu that we were in at the start. So you can see now that it really gives you the opportunity to learn in Minecraft. You can also collaborate. So an entire classroom of up to 30 students can play in a world together in pairs or in groups, simply by joining a classmate's world. So you can really get those kids working together in a world, solving problems basically. There you go, lesson complete. In the menu as well, you can have things like, as I was saying before, camera and portfolio. This is an extremely important aspect of teaching with Minecraft. It's being able to capture that learning. So you're not just, this is not a Friday afternoon activity. Well, it could be. It's not that, right, okay, I'm a bit tired. Let's get Minecraft out and I'll go and sit there for a wee while and breathe, and my kids can all go into Minecraft. No, what we're trying to do is immerse ourselves in, in a teaching opportunity, a learning opportunity, and we want to capture that learning. We want to collect evidence of the learning in the game and be able to track people progress. So those tools there from, Michael's just going into view library again. Those tools allow pupils to take screenshots of their work and document the development of their projects within Minecraft. And you can have a portfolio of work made up in a book that they can go in and out of each session that you're in Minecraft. We've also got chalkboards. So chalkboards are great for communicating learning goals or success criteria. It can give additional information within the game. It comes in 3 different sizes and it allows for different amounts of text. And what I really love is the non-player characters. So instead of, I don't know about you, but my learners and also my kids would probably listen to a robot over me at times. And these non-player characters, they can act as a guide for pupils in the game. They can give instructions, they can give more information. The learner just needs to go up to them, click on them, and teachers can use them to add active web links, so they can go to additional references, maybe on Wikipedia, dare I say, or Google or something like that, to learn a little bit more about a subject, or even a YouTube video, for example. Like I think we're going to look at France in a little minute, to see what the French flag would look like, and then you could go and make a French flag, something like that. So yeah, loads of different little snippets of information there, just to get you used to Minecraft and you're learning within Minecraft yourself, so you feel a bit more confident that when you bring this out to your learners, that you don't feel like I've never looked at this in my life. Okay, thanks, Michael. So yeah, I've heard of Minecraft being described as a sandbox game, and I think it is. It's a virtual land where users can create their own worlds and experiences using these building blocks. It's open, it allows for creativity, it's definitely explorative, and I think it's especially important during these strange times that, as I go into tier 4, I know that my own children have really relished the opportunities that Minecraft affords, so that they can escape into another world that we can't physically go to at the moment, and they can immerse themselves in something, but they're learning at the same time, and there's a reason to it. It's not just playing a game for the sake of playing a game. It's already well known that people learn naturally through a combination of observation and trial and error, so seeing and then trying and doing, and children love playing. I think adults do too, but we tend to suppress that a bit more when we get older. But game-based learning really meets pupils where they are and where they want to be. So For example, learners could be engaged in a play that challenges them, gives them room to be creative and fail forward, as well as letting learners take risks. And the risks don't mean it's not as big a deal because you're in a game and you can always undo, can't you? So yeah, it's definitely a method that balances educational materials with strategies and rules and social aspects of playing a game. It's different to gamification, where teachers, myself included, use games to reward and recognise student behaviour rather than to use games to reinforce concepts and create without worry of failure or making a mistake. So for example, using Minecraft to allow learners to build structures in a world to solve a maths problem, for example, versus teachers using a website to create a quiz that the class can then take online and earn points and badges. They're both fun, but the first idea, using Minecraft, really allows for that richer, more meaningful, immersive learning. It's no longer a new tool in the field of game-based learning. Because it's opened such possibilities and potential, teachers have been experimenting with different ways to use it in the classroom for a while now. Some teachers use it to, as I said before, teach maths, like ratios and proportions, while others use it to support student creativity and collaboration. There are already three-dimensional replica structures like the Roman Colosseum, the Eiffel Tower, the Globe Theatre in London. You can import them into the game and have students explore them. And then you can get pupils to create experiences and show their knowledge of historical places and times, and get those students to really make their thinking visible, to talk about those places, you know, create a stage performance, role play, using Minecraft as an impetus to do so. It can be a tool for writing, so you can use Minecraft to tell stories, using characters, locations, motivations, and plots. You can use it to aid visualization and reading comprehension. So one of the best ways to have pupils display their reading comprehension is to ask them to create a visualization. So you could get them to go into Minecraft and reconstruct a setting from a text, maybe recreate that scene, plot the events. You know, you could record that and really get them to improve their literacy doing that. All the meanwhile, you're still homing in on those skills of critical thinking, you know, of communication, collaboration. And I think one of the easiest ways for teachers to use Minecraft in the classroom is also as an assessment option. And when pupils have voice and choice, those who enjoy Minecraft can choose it as an option to show what they know, whether it's used for demonstration of knowledge of what I was saying, ratios or proportions, or a simulation of a historical event. Minecraft can be another tool to create that engagement in the assessment process. And they don't feel that they're being assessed in a way. So I think that's really, really important. I mean, I could talk about Minecraft, but I'm going to get Michael to show you a little bit more about going from, you know, once you're a bit more confident using some of those tools, how you can use the lessons, how you can use the worlds to really kind of, you know, dive a bit deeper into it. So yeah, Michael, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to hand over to you.
Thank you very much. So just imagine you as a teacher, you've gone through the how to play sessions to start here, do all of these things so you feel a bit more confident about how to move around this world, how to add and build things within the space. And then you're going to want to let your young people be unleashed upon this, and they take to it like a duck to water. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at a particular lesson that's inside Minecraft. And whilst there's lots of lessons, I was kind of scrolling through these as Lee was talking, there are lots of lessons here, but in actual fact, the majority of the lessons you will be able to find within the website. So if I go to Google Chrome, and hopefully you can see that, if I go to the website itself, and if I look at some of the menus here for the classroom resources, we can find the lesson. So if I find a lesson within here, and you'll see there's lots of different subject kits like there are within the app itself. But you can actually search all lessons. You can see there's some featured lessons down here, like a museum heist inspired by Wonder Woman, this lovely one about bumblebees and about diversification and protecting wildlife. That's a lovely one, actually. I'm going to search all lessons, and the one I'm looking for is Paris. I'm hoping I'm going to get Paris coming up. And yeah, it's the Paris Road to E2 challenge. So I'm going to view that lesson, and all lessons that appear within Minecraft have got learning objectives, as you can well imagine, some guiding ideas, student activities. There are some resources that you can, and assets you can download. But the one thing you're looking for is the world file. Okay, so this is where how do I get the world that's there into Minecraft if it's not there already. So I click on world file and it will download that world file as a zip file, and then you have to open that zip file so as it appears as a .mc world file. Okay, back into Minecraft, if I go back into Minecraft like so, and I'll go back to the top, and you'll remember that one of the options was to import, and if I choose import and ask it to go to my downloads folder, I'll see that Road to E2 Paris, and I'm going to open that world. Now, where is it now? Well, it's in my world. So view my world, because I've just imported it, view my worlds, and there it is, Road to E2 Paris. It's in creative mode, and that's the mode you probably want to spend all of your time in rather than survival mode where there's monsters and things. And when I click on that, I'm going to play the game, and it's going to upload it. It's not a big file, by any manner of means. And the first thing I see when I get there is this NPC character. Okay, and I've got to talk to him. You can see it's got a little sign in the bottom here saying talk. So if I right click on him, he's going to give me some information. Bienvenue sur Paris, welcome to Paris. Find the tour guides dotted around Paris and follow their instructions. Great, I'm going to do that. And before I move on, before I cross that little window out, you'll see there's a little Immersive Reader sign here. Now, Immersive Reader is built all the way through Minecraft games. Microsoft done a fantastic job of putting this facility in across lots of different pieces of software in their catalog. And if I click on that, it'll take that text into the Immersive Reader view. And if you've never seen Immersive Reader, it really is an accessibility feature for reading comprehension and understanding. So it strips away all of the font issues that you have, and then it will let that piece of text be read out to you. So there's a little play button down the bottom. So I'll click on play.
Bienvenue sur Paris, or welcome to Paris.
Can't see the screen very well, but anyway, we get the general
Can
gist.
you not? Oh, that's a shame.
I know.
Oh, that hasn't appeared at all then. Let me go to my main screen, see if that helps it.
There we go, that's it.
See that better? Okay, apologies everybody. So let me go back out. Let me do that again then, if you couldn't see it. If I play it, it'll start saying the words. So if I press play.
Bienvenue sur Paris, or welcome to Paris.
Very good, and that's all very nice. But there are 3 tools up here for text preferences, grammar options, and reading preferences. So for text preferences, for example, we could change the font size if it's not big enough for you and your visual challenges that you have. You can change the font. You can maybe change the overlay, which is on that page. And there are more colors available down there to suit you as a learner. We've then got some grammar options. So you can, Immersive Reader, if you haven't seen it, it exists in Microsoft Word and all these other apps. So you can switch on the nouns if there are any, and it'll make them be in purple. Any verbs that are kicking about, put them in red. You can change these colors if it doesn't suit you. You want them to make them stand out differently. So in terms of reading comprehension, that's a real support to you, especially as kids come across different text pieces within the game. You can even switch the syllables on and off, which is always fun. And then the last one there's a picture dictionary, for example, all around the place. I don't know if Paris is in the picture dictionary. No, it's just the sound that's there. But I'm going to choose a translating language. So if I go down to French, for example, because we're in France, if I go down to French France, and then I translate the whole document, what it'll do is it'll turn the English text into French text. And when I press play.
Bienvenue sur Paris et bienvenue à Paris.
It's a much better
les guides touristiques qui parsèment Paris.
Does that come across, Lee?
Yeah, much better accent as well.
Much
then
better accent.
before Paris.
Absolutely. And the accents are, we've tested Immersive Reader across lots of different applications with lots of people who speak that language and who know it, with some of the kids that they teach, for example, are doing all these kind of languages we have in Glasgow, for example. And it really is a real benefit to engage learners with the language that they know, but you can use it within language learning to support and listen and hear that accent as you're moving around in this space, for example. So let's go back to Minecraft. Hopefully this is going to show you back in the app. So here we are, and I'm going to then start moving around and I can get out of here. Okay. Now you do use a combination of the mouse and the keyboard, WASD, okay? And I'm going to move around here and you can see, well, this is definitely Paris. There's lots of tour guides about that I can walk up to. These are the NPC characters, non-playable characters that we were talking about earlier on. So they've got a message for us. So if I right click, he'll give me a challenge to do. I seem to have lost the code to access the tower. Can you help me find it? And if you use the tour guides around the base of the tower to help find the code. So that's an interesting task to do. And I can go over here and follow some of the clues that exist here. Un, deux, I'm guessing that's going to say trois, and then there's other different tour guides along here. But I'm just going to step out of this a little minute here. I'm going to use my, I'm going to run, and I'm on a Mac here. And where am I? I'm definitely in Paris. I'm definitely underneath the Eiffel Tower. You'll see in this particular example, whoa, that I've got a space. One of the instructions, or one of the controls I've got is space times 2 to start flying. So I press space twice very quickly, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then hold it down. You'll see that I can actually fly in the air. And that makes a world of difference when you're looking at this entire world that's been built for you in order to do some learning. And kids really respond so well to this. And it really does engage them, both in terms of what they see, but it gives them inspiration for the kind of things that they can build later, which is phenomenal. Look how big this space is. And I'll just run across down here.
It's also great if you've got more than one kid in a world and you can see all the kids working on things within a world if you fly up above them. Great using it in that way as well.
Landing with a thump here. Okay, so this is one of the later tasks with this little NPC tour guide. He wants us to recreate the French flag in Minecraft, and he's left us some blocks in the chest to help with the task. So I'm going to start building, and that means I'm going to go over to this chest here, and I'm going to open it up, and within it, it's given me lots of red, white, and blue blocks, which I can then pull over into my own inventory, like so. White, and red, they're all in my inventory, and when I want to start using them, I'll pull them into my main collection of objects that I want to use. Red, blue, and white. I'll pull some of these down to this here. So that's my inventory. And now you can see that those different objects, the red, white, and blue, now appear at the bottom of the screen as objects that I can use and place in and around the world. And I'm using a Mac here. I've got a Magic Mouse, and a Magic Mouse, you need to change some of the settings of Magic Mouse, otherwise it jumps between these different objects really quickly. But if I choose 1, I'll get the white concrete. If I choose 2, I'll get the blue concrete. Choose number 3, I'll get the red concrete, and then it will allow me to place these objects on the floor, like so. Let me get out of the way because he's actually delivered me a nice little space to build. Now, whilst this is a really, it's a nice enough task, we can be sitting building flags. One of the things you can do is to use that to complement some of the numeracy work you're doing. So I want you to recreate this flag, but I want you to use the concept of ratios to build it to a particular size. And then pupils have to be away from the screen and on paper, planning either on their own or together what kind of changes they need to make in order to be able to utilize this task properly. So if I think about my ratios and I think, well, I want it to be, 4 times the size. If I want to build on top of that, I can use my space bar to fly up so that I can build and continue to build. And then I can start building my Is it red first, isn't it? Well, I really should know these things. I did.
It's behind you.
It's behind you, and I can build blocks to the side. So can you see how this is going to get built up? There's the white, number one, so I'm going to move D and just bolt these things on using the features I've got available to me, and thinking always about ratios. Put and do. Last one. I'm going to drop down to the ground. Now I'll be able to go away and view that. What's my efforts like? Well, that's not too great, is it, to be honest? If I go to my inventory, that's pressing the letter E, inventory, I can search for different things. So one of the things I can search for is my camera, and I'm going to drag my camera into my inventory. And I'm also going to look for something called a quill, which is allowing you to write things in a journal for this particular lesson. And then I'm also going to get a portfolio, which is where I store all my pictures. I'm going to drag that in there too. Okay. So that now, with my flag, in terms of the evidence of learning, I could use my camera, which is number 5, that's number 6. So I'm going to use my camera, I'm going to use it. It takes a picture and it puts it in my folio. That's a folio with my picture. I can change the caption in here, my flag. And again, you're using this as the evidence from the learner about what they've done within this space and this task that you have. Let me cross that out and I'll go to 7. I'll look at my book and quill and I can start writing on those pages. Oops, I can start writing. I built a French flag with a ratio of whatever it's going to be, and you can encourage the children to use the portfolio and the quill in order to gather evidence of their learning as part of the tasks you set out. So you have a world here, and it's up to you to decide, well, what do I want to use that world for? It's already been built for me, so I could follow the instructions for that world and follow the lesson plan for that world, or perhaps I can use some of the children's own creativity and my own creativity to think about the kind of tasks we could set up there. And you can add your own chalkboards if you wish, and build worlds of your own. So you're going to say something?
No, I was just saying yes, absolutely.
Yes. Okay, so when we're thinking about this and talking about why am I adding more screen time, why am I playing games in the classroom, one of the things that kids talk to us about is a safe environment, and it's a safe environment to fail within. Your children feel a lot less exposed in these kind of spaces because it's a comfortable space that they know well. This is where they meet. This is the kind of things they do. It's flexible and there's lots of multiple paths to success. There's the fact that you build it yourself. It's not a resource that's given to you. You build that resource. You make something, and when you make something, if your hand's on, then your mind's on the task. It's built by me, not given to me. So that means it matters to me. And you'll see kids being really persistent and focused when they're trying to solve these problems. Okay. So I've shown you Immersive Reader within a particular lesson. I want you to go back to the library, and one of the nice ways to get started, as well as jumping into some lessons, is the monthly build challenges, which we've seen kids responding really well to. And there's loads of these, and you can play with them with yourself. This one on Indigenous stories, a blackjack challenge, literacy, numeracy, health and well-being, that covers the whole gamut, really, of all of these things. So let me just get my, go down the page. Pull that across, slide down. There's a really nice one to do at the beginning of the year. It's not build a bedroom, what's it called? There we go, a museum of me. I really like that. So when children are getting to know each other, especially at the beginning of the year, a museum of me would be really useful if they could build something that tells the world about them, about themselves. Create your own museum about who you are, all the important things in your life. There's a lesson plan there for you as a teacher to look at and how to use this within the classroom. And then the children could share the links of that particular museum so that other kids can find out all about them, teachers can find out more about them, and there's even some ideas about some extensions that you could do within that space. So monthly challenges is a really nice, another place to start for you that might give you and your students a bit more sense of what they've been doing. I want to show you now that, you know, this range of young people that are accessing and using Minecraft within the classroom. So we're going to jump to, he said, QuickTime Player, and hopefully we will see another video.
So the standard that we wanted to address was about sources of light. So we got into natural versus artificial light. So we started the lesson by introducing the world. They quickly discovered one of the non-player characters. So we taught the students how to right-click on it so that we could see the message. And that took us to a video that our students watched. And that was a great introduction to our students on light because it touched on important parts of what light is and natural versus artificial light. The students were supposed to follow the path, and as they got to a non-player character, they had to stop and follow the directions that the character was giving them. They had a redstone lamp, redstone, and then a lever, and they had to turn the lever on to make the lamp go on. And then the next step that they went to had a circuit that was missing a piece of redstone. And so the students had to figure out where they had to place the redstone to make the circuit complete so that they could turn on the light. And then after that, the students went to a house that was completely closed in, and they had to enter the house and then turn on the light, and then it had more light to it. And the students had to create their own house and use different sources of light.
Well, you can make glass, and then it would shine through your building.
When they were building their own house, they were building these massive structures, and we were thinking, well, hopefully they'll build something, because like we gave them a space to build in, but they blew that space out of the water, and then we're so focused on adding more things.
When you plan a lesson with Minecraft, you don't have to have a great hook to the lesson because that is the hook. All you say is, we're going to use Minecraft today, and the students are automatically engaged.
Now, what I would say about that, and one thing I know you as teachers will be wanting to concentrate on, is that this is only one of the tools in your armory for teaching things. So if you are teaching light, then you're not going to teach the entire course through Minecraft. This is just another tool in your armory that will let you support young people and deliver some content and really engage them. You could see how young those children were and how engaged they were, talking about light sources, putting in switches, thinking about different sources of light. It's phenomenal to see. And those teachers built that lesson themselves. Let's have a look at what they did. Let's have a look at that particular lesson. So we would go back to Chrome. It's a lesson about light, natural and artificial light. So again, we would use the tools within here to download the world. If I just go to the page, Minecraft world file, I'll download that again. Just exactly the same process. Download the world, unzip it. It's called Natural and Artificial Light MC World. When I go back to my Minecraft Education Edition, and I go back from the library and go back to import, again, I'll get natural and artificial light. And where will I find it? I'll find it within View My Worlds. There's a natural and artificial light world that they've created. Now you'll see that this is, this is not Paris. It's not a representation of Paris or anything like that. They've made it nice and simple for those students without too many distractors, apart from maybe some animals in the background. So here we have the ability to go up and please add your own video to explain natural and artificial light. So you could add a video to that little console there for children to watch, and then they just have to follow the path. Talk to an NCP, follow the path round to meet the next NCP who will tell you what to do. So let's go and talk to this NCP. She's giving you the instructions. So this is what the teachers set up themselves. They set up these NPCs and put the text in about what they wanted the children to do, and then the children just followed that yellow brick road to where they needed to get to next, which, look, I'm not following it properly, that's shocking. chat to it. Can you turn the light on and off by using this lever? Well, yes, I can. Thank you very much. And there is a lever there. And if I click on that, it switches the light on using this powerful energy called redstone, more of which later. And all they do is they follow this path, they read the signs there. If they click on that, they can read that piece of text out, walk behind the board and the light. Then they get a chance later on to build in a space their own house with different light sources on it, including fire. You can see some of the tools down there at the bottom, including grass, including stone, torches, and other blocks that can light up and make light, and there's glass in there too. You could get the kids to add in the camera and add in the other tools that would allow them to take pictures and annotate what their learning journey's been like. So a really nice experience that the teachers have built themselves. And you might wonder, well, how on earth do I do that? That sounds amazing. I could maybe do that. And you can. I don't want to resume the game. I want to save and exit and come out of that. And so when you go to the view library, when we go to view library, we can look at some biomes and worlds that are kind of plain worlds that you can kind of starting places. So if I had to go to biomes and worlds, I'll go to biomes, and I'm going to choose a really simple thing called blocks of grass, and that's a space for me to just do a plain, simple world to get me start building. And it's useful one to send kids to when they want to just build anything. You know, let's build the school, let's build a local landmark. Really popular way that people do that and use ratios and things like that in that space as well. So if I create that world, I will be able to share the link with children later on. But let's start creating the world, just plain grass. One of the things you'll have to do when you get into this plain world is you'll have to make yourself a world builder. So that'll give you access to some extra tools that will let you create stuff like the NPCs. So if I go to slash, press the slash key on the keyboard, and then in this bottom box I put in WB, World Builder, it's short for. So my World Builder status has been updated to true. So now I need some tools in order to build something in here. So if I go to my inventory, there's nothing currently in it at the moment, obviously, but you can see the range of stuff that's already here. It's absolutely phenomenal. We can search for different tools across nature, items, equipment, and also with construction. So I might want to have a little tile. So if I click on tiles, I'm going to choose a yellow tile, the yellow carpet. I'm going to drag that into my inventory. That's one of the things we'd want, isn't it? I could do a search for NPC. An NPC, oh, that's an X, Michael. NPC is a little egg, funnily enough, to spawn an NPC. And then I can use some other construction materials like cobblestone. Is there a straight stone one there? Smooth stone, let's give some of that on the go. So all the tools for building that you will ever need are always going to be in here. So I might want to go to Chalkboard. Will it give me Chalkboard? Chalk. Or is it in items? Not in there.
Should be able to search for it.
Yeah, I can get a, if I'll use like a board.
There you go.
There's one, and I can pull it down here. Let's come out. That's probably one of the big ones. The other ones are slates. So I've got these tools at the bottom that I can now use. So if I wanted to have my carpet, so I'm using number 1, and I'm going to place that here, like so. If I want my NPC, I'm going to choose number 2, and I'm going to place an NPC there. There he is appearing, and I can edit that NPC by right-clicking on it, and I can change the name. So let's change the name of the NPC to Bob, or you could make it one of the teachers in your school, people that children are familiar with, and then you could make, edit the dialogue. We're going to change the character and what they're wearing, perhaps. You may want to do that. There's a nice doctor, and then we can edit the dialogue that's there. Hi, I want you to build a new hospital, and then give the rules of, you know, what it is you want them to do within that. So that's their instructions. As we said before, you can attach links to whatever Bob is saying. There's some advanced settings there that will take them to a website, for example. It could be a video that you want them to watch, and you can add multiple commands to that NPC character. So that character is there. You can add in, as we've said, start building things yourself that you want kids to be able to access. We've still got the flying option, so you can build higher and higher. If I just move just a little bit around here, kids build really, really quickly. It's amazing to watch them build something. I could put a sign here, number 4, put a board there, and then type in what it is. And I'm going to give an instruction here, nothing to do with the hospital, but hang a painting. What do you mean by that, Michael? Hang a painting. So there would be an instruction. If I go back to my inventory, which is an E, I should be able to find painting. There it is. Always like having fun with paintings. So that's number 5. I'm just going to hang that painting there. Now, what is that? I'm going to stand back from it and see if any of you recognise what that painting could be. Any clue, Lee?
Pixel
Paintings. It's
no idea.
Your favourite and mine, Donkey Kong.
It's
So
a beautiful
all the tools you need to build, you can find within the inventory to build the world you want children to move around with, and the learning you want to happen. And we should always stress that fun, engagement, having a great time is amazing, but learning has to happen. That's the whole point. So we build the learning based on, you know, what our learning outcomes are going to be. Attach that to some of the experiences we're going to ask children to perform here, and you'll find loads of ideas within that lesson content that you'll find on the website, on the Minecraft website, which is phenomenal, and loads of help guides too. I just want to quickly move to this is a nice simple world for those very younger kids that were doing that, but there are much more complex lessons in worlds that we think across ages and stages you'll find a lot of great use for. So computer science is one of mine. I'll come back to that in a minute. But within the science space, within chemistry, they've created this phenomenal set of tools for chemistry within Minecraft, and it's so much fun to play with this. I'm just going to jump in. I'm going to create a new world, a chemistry world.
Can I just say, as somebody that absolutely hated chemistry, I learnt, and my dad is a chemical engineer, so my teachers used to find this hilarious. When I did this world, I actually learnt more chemistry than I ever have in my life. At 40 years old, I learnt so much. It's great.
Very good. So fantastic. This is your tutorial. Start off. Let's go for create an element. So we can create hydrogen, sodium. You know, sodium is 11 protons, 11 neutrons, and 11 blah blah blah. So if we right click on this, we get an element constructor, and we get to add. So we can get hydrogen with one of those. Drag it in, and we said 11, 11, and 11 would give me sodium, but didn't we? Yep. So I could drag up 11 for the 11 of those, and can you see how it builds that molecule depiction, that element? The element, yeah. That gives us sodium, and drag it down there. Phenomenal. So I've got 2 elements there. And then I move on to the next stage, which is, okay, so you've got some elements here. What you're going to do, you're going to create some compounds now. So let's create some sodium acetate. And so that's sodium acetate. So get the chest open. So it's carbon times 2. Let me just drag across these objects. Sodium and oxygen. And come out, and then go on to this compound creator. So we've said 2 carbon. So I've click on carbon and I put 2 down there. Does that say 2? It does, doesn't it? Yeah. 3 hydrogen, 3 hydrogen in there. Sodium, one of those, and the oxygen, 3 oxygens in there. And then I get this new element, sodium acetate, to put into my inventory. And then I would move along, and what's my next set of instructions? It is add elements and compounds and combine. So if I get put 4 sodium acetates together, right? So if I click on, well, let's not jump on it. If I put 4 of those together, so pick it up, and I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, combine those together. Wow.
Wow.
Not done. I need to get sodium acetate 1, 2, 3, 4 all in one and combine. Oh, I used to give me, oh, there it is. There's a nice bomb. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's already done. So now I just need to jump down here and go into the water, find the water space. I'll run over here, and this just is normal water that you can jump about in Minecraft. You'll hear a little splash, hopefully. Right, but now if I go to number 8, my ice bomb, as soon as I throw that in the water, sodium acetate times 4 will give me an ice bomb and turn that water into ice. It's absolutely phenomenal. There's loads of experiments, as you can see. There's loads of people hanging about this chemistry set to show you how to build compounds, to bring things together, so you can create things like sparklers, for example, over here. So if you want to create sparklers, you'll have to use different chlorides to make different colors of sparkler, and that's a whole experiment within itself too. So this can go as rich or as deep as you want within this particular world, and then take it into other worlds that have access to that chemistry lab. Absolutely phenomenal. So we've seen a range of different tools here across Minecraft, across age and stage. Within the library, we've got monthly challenges, we've got lessons that you can look at. I'm suggesting that you've got more than just what's there. If you go to the actual website, you'll find more. Finally, when we go back to the beginning, there is a great way of introducing yourself and some children into Minecraft by going to the Hour of Code, which takes place during December and encourages young people to get involved in coding. We've created some fantastic ones in the past within Minecraft, and the latest one is the Hour of Code, and it ties in with equity and inclusion. So it is interdisciplinary learning. It is joining those two things together, which maybe don't seem as if they're connected together. So I could create this inclusive world, which is all about bringing 2 villages together. It's called The Tale of Two Villages, and it involves you using code in order to, I'll just skip through this quickly. That explains why they're not talking to each other. I've got my guy here, the caretaker guy, who's going to tell me what I need to do. I'm going to do this in blocks. So I've got a little robot guy here. I'm going to press C to code, and he will appear. And then what I've got is a little coding block toolbox. I'm going to move that agent forward 4 spaces, and I'm rushing in order for him to go and access that gold block. There we go. I've done a little bit of coding. And that agent is going to follow me into the other worlds once I give him a gift. So I've got another bit of code to put in, which is accept gift from him, and press start. Code is finished running. So
and you could go on and on and on, but we don't have any more time, Michael.
Time, no. Once you've completed it, you get a certificate of completion for the Hour of Code. Once that's completed, make sure children do complete it. Keep an eye on that. Whoa, didn't mean to do that. I'm finished, and exit the lesson. So this is really only a really sketch of the kind of possibilities within Minecraft. Young people will be really engaged, that's one thing, but of course we remember that where are the lessons within this library that will help me deliver some of the outcomes in science, in maths, in computing science, in art and design, and the other 3, digital citizenship, social and emotional issues. Explore these yourself first before you expose the children to them, but once you do, they will just absolutely run with it and really help meet the needs and meet the learning goals in a new and interesting way. I'm going to stop sharing my main screen, and we can get back on camera, Lee, if you want.
Yeah, if you could just put that keynote up very quickly, just for the last 30 seconds.
Sure, yeah.
because
Absolutely.
if you want to get in touch about any of this, or yeah, any of this basically, we've got a little link there to yeah, we've got School Store, it's open for business, but more importantly, we're here to help. There's our number. You can contact us on that email address. I've also put, if you actually go back a couple of them, a couple of links to the MEC and also to the Minecraft educator community as well. So you can either scan that, or by all means get in touch and we can give you the links as well. But or Google it. Google it. It's always a good thing. But some great tools. So that was an introduction. We could talk for ages. It's actually been really great fun getting ready for this webinar. That was my Friday night, going back onto Minecraft, and I hope that you've enjoyed it too. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Have you stopped it now?
No, we'll just keep these. We'll just keep that screen up for a couple of seconds in case everybody's busy, getting out the phone and scanning.
That, yeah, people are leaving,
Fine.
but thank you very, very much for joining us, guys.
Thank you. We will enjoy the evening. Thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. Well, great. It's been helpful. Well done. Good.
There's so much to do in Minecraft, isn't there? That's sometimes that can feel a bit overwhelming when there's so much to choose from.
Yeah.
That's why I tend to start small. Start with one task, see how I got on with that one, talk to the children about what they felt the experience was, determine whether any learning happened, because that's important, and then see how we can integrate that. Because you wouldn't be on this every day, that would be a nonsense.
No.
But when it's planned as part of your learning intentions, and your success criteria, it really can enrich that whole thing.
Yeah, and if you're in a secondary, working with other departments as an IDL, it's a great. Minecraft is a great tool if you're trying to. I hate to say tick that box, but if you're trying to get an IDL together, Minecraft, brilliant.
And you know how I like involving in that is the kids themselves. You could go crazy and try and build some of these worlds yourselves, but sometimes you just give it to the kids and say, look, go and build me a world that's got these components in it, help me design it, you go away and build it. And that really involves them in the learning too, doesn't it? Because you're talking to them about the learning goals that you want. So you could have the fourth year pupils saying, I need you to help me build a computing science world for something I'm trying to do in S1. So the best way to learn something is to teach it, is what they used to say. So there's real potential there for making sure that kids are using it for learning creation rather than just participation.
Yeah, not just for Minecraft, but I used to say all the time to kids, I have no idea what I'm doing with this one, please show me. And the amount of kids that would be like, it's all right, Miss Milligan, we'll sort it out for you. And I'm like, whoa, why don't I just say this for every lesson? Just pretend that you don't know a thing, and they're engaged all of a sudden.
I remember when Redstone came along and I first met Redstone, I was like, what's this stuff? How do you use this stuff? Of course, the kids are like, well, just wait to see this, Mr. Conlon. And they dive in. It's great.
Anyway, we shall go now because I think we've only got a few more left. But yeah, have a lovely evening, everybody. And yeah, hopefully see you soon.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Go to webinar.